This void is called the Boötes void. It's the largest known void in the universe. It's not even dust in this area, going on for about 250 million light years, some crazy spanning number like that. But this thing has been orbiting in a polar orbit from the 1950s. Everybody was looking up at the sky and tracking things in the sky as we were trying to go into space race against Russia. And especially when Sputnik launched in 1960, everybody was looking up to the sky. Everybody was scanning the sky. We had some Mercury stuff going on. And the Black Knight satellite, the object itself is interesting because Epsilon Boötes comes up individually several times. So I looked into Epsilon Boötes, like, well, let me research this place. Found out there's something called a void there. This void is called the Boötes void. It's the largest known void in the universe. It's not even dust in this area, going on for about 250 million light years, some crazy spanning number like that. And so I saw Michio Kaku, the famous physicist, talking about it, and he said that in that void, it looks like light's being bent around that area. And he says that we think that it's potentially it could be a cloaked advanced civilization. And I was like, that's pretty interesting because the Black Knight is giving up this location. Now you're saying it might be a cloaked advanced civilization based on theoretical physicist hypothesis. So I looked into it a little bit deeper and discovered that Boötes is owned by Enlil from the ancient Sumerian tablets. These beings own planets and moons, and some even owned constellations. So I'm like, wow.
So in these tablets, it says there's a guy named Boötes who owns
orbiting Earth that is estimated to be there for 13,000 years. And how we get this number is the NSA analyzed a signal from it.
Become quote unquote grabby
right
around that.
Like beyond the signal. It just aired, we had a big movie premiere, it aired in some theaters actually. And now it's on my TV network, Forbidden Knowledge TV. And it's our #1 object orbiting Earth that is estimated to be there for 13,000 years. Object orbiting right now. It's actually up for 3 film awards right now.
Oh, wow.
And there's this object orbiting Earth that is estimated to be there for 13,000 years. And how we get this number is the NSA analyzed a signal from it. A couple of astrophysicists analyzed the signal, and some ham radio operators back in the 50s also got the same signal, all independent, came up with the same translation, decoding of the signal, that it was saying it was from the Epsilon Boötes constellation. Now I heard about this about 10 years ago, and I got really, really interested in the story, and I realized it was even deeper than that the article about this came out in Time magazine by one of the astronomers that was researching this thing and decoding the signal. And I said, Time magazine picked this up in 1960. Then I saw some reports of it following Sputnik. Russians sent Sputnik to orbit the moon and come back. And I said, this thing has course correction. Then they discovered that it was in a polar orbit. It had changed course and went into a polar orbit, something we couldn't do until just recent times. We didn't even know how to get a polar orbit, orbiting from pole to pole. In order to create a lot of the megalithic structures that you've seen, like the pyramid complexes and everything else, you need a polar orbit.
How come we haven't been able to have a polar? You're saying something orbiting the Earth, like from a up and down vertical.
Yeah, from pole to pole. So this is the Earth.
Instead of going around the equator,
right.
It's going the other. It's going.
We just got that. Maybe I think we ended up getting it official like in the late 1980s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but this thing has been orbiting in a polar orbit from the 1950s. Everybody was looking up at the sky and tracking things in the sky as we were trying to go into space race against Russia. And especially when Sputnik launched in 1960, everybody was looking up to the sky. Everybody was scanning the sky. We had some Mercury stuff going on. And the Black Knight satellite, the object itself is interesting because Epsilon Boötes comes up individually several times. So I looked into Epsilon Boötes. I was like, well, let me research this place.
The fuck is this?
Found out there's something called a void there. This void is called the Boötes void. It's the largest known void in the universe. It's not even dust in this area, going on for about 250 million light years, some crazy spanning number like that. And so I saw Michio Kaku, the famous theoretical physicist, talking about it. And he said that in that void, it looks like light's being bent around that area. And he says that we think that it's potentially it could be a cloaked advanced civilization. And I was like, that's pretty interesting, because the Black Knight is giving up this location. Now you're saying it might be a cloaked advanced civilization based on, theoretical physicist hypothesis. So I looked into it a little bit deeper and discovered that Boetis is owned by Enlil from the ancient Sumerian tablets. These beings own planets and moons, and some even own constellations. So I'm like, wow.
So in these tablets, it says there's a guy named Boetis who owns...
Enlil owns Boetis.
Oh, Enlil owns this Boetis void.
And Enlil was the ruler of the earth at that time. And guess what Enlil had in the tablets? He had the all-seeing eye. The eye of Sauron, which has made it into the Lord of the Rings. He had the all-seeing eye. They copied that from the tablets. Wow. The Lord of the Rings copied it from the tablets.
Oh gosh.
So he can see, now listen to this. He can see population densities on the planet. He can see who had crops, who didn't have crops. He can see weather patterns all over the earth, and you can only do that with a polar orbit satellite. Because as the Earth spins on its axis, the satellite's orbiting this way, and so as the Earth is, as the satellite's orbiting this way, it's taking swaths of data, and it's scanning topography, it's scanning patterns, it's scanning everything you need, right? Barometric pressures and all that kind of stuff. You can scanning densities. You can scan for population densities. All that can come from one satellite orbiting the planet in a polar orbit. He had that. He knew what was going on, and unfortunately, he was a pretty evil dude. If humans were getting too outrageous in one area or overpopulating an area, he would just have them killed. He would this is in the tablets, just kill them. Kill 100,000, kill 200,000. He would dry their crops out. He would spray stuff on their crops and to dry them out so they can starve to death. All this kind of crazy stuff. This guy was just ruthless. He saw us just as animals. He didn't see us as real sentient beings. But this guy owned Boetis. So I said, wait a minute. So the more I dug into it, I realized that the Black Knight satellite is this object that's still orbiting our planet right now. NASA, it's on NASA's server. They call it space junk.
Space junk.
Yeah, they call it space junk. They don't know what it is. It's been there. The STS-88 mission did a flyby and caught a great HD image of this thing. It's about estimated 15 tons.
It's in our orbit.
Oh yeah, it's in our orbit.
So it's not far out. It's not outer space.
No, it's at Lagrange point 4, I believe.
Okay.
And it's orbiting out there, and it's still there. They won't mess with it because it makes no sense to mess with it. You don't know what type of self-defense system or mechanism this thing may have. But the reason why I think it's important, based on what you were telling me about the gentleman, is because I believe that this thing is watching us. That's what the whole documentary is about. And I have 20 incredible researchers in the documentary, including quantum physicists in the documentary with me, and astrophysicists. I think it's watching us, and I believe that it's using quantum entanglement to transmit everything in real time, what's going on Earth, back to home base at Boetis. And that this could be the gravity civilization that we're talking about, that is watching and making sure we don't get too crazy, because they don't want us to be a threat. They talked about us becoming a threat in the Sumerian tablets. In the myth of Adapa, they talked about it. They talked about it in the Atrahasis epic. They talked about it in the epic of Gilgamesh. All these tablets, they talk about us potentially rising up and even superseding them, and making sure that we never found out that we don't need them. This is an ancient tablets, and now finding out that he is the constellation of Boetis is attributed to Enlil, and this thing gives off the signal to Boetis. And even in the NSA document, which is read in my documentary, it all comes together like, wow, what is going on here? So I think your guy's theory that about gravity civilization, I believe it. I believe it 100%.
Yeah, it's a fascinating concept, and it makes a lot of sense. Another weird thing is which I find fascinating is the trans-medium aspect of these UFOs, like being in the water and going in and under the water. And it makes a lot of sense because the oceans are one of the things that we have explored very little of.
Yes, absolutely. You look at Christopher Columbus, in his actual captain's log, he documents, now think about this, you're talking about the 1400s, like there's no light pollution. Right. Something comes up out of the ocean, a bright light, a gigantic bright light comes up out of the ocean and goes up into space. It's documented in his captain's log. You only write down things in the captain's log that are important.
Right.
And that's in there. So something came, that's an anomaly. What is coming up with, there's no light bulbs back then. So what is it that came out of the ocean by the ship that can light up the sky?
Yeah. That's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What I heard you mention before, I wanted to talk about this, but I've heard you talk about in the tablets there's a different depiction of Adam and Eve, how they were created, and how that relates to the Anunnaki specifically.
Right.
Can you explain specifically how that was described in the tablets?
So in the tablets, they don't actually make a human being from like dirt and dust like it says in the Bible. Like they didn't create no dirt and just make a human being like magic. What they did was there was an existing hominid already on this planet. So the Ujiji was getting ready to go to war. There was going to be a coup against the kings of Earth. So they came from Mars to Earth. The gods, they fell from heaven. Not really, they were the angels. They were a lower class than the level of Enki and Enlil. They didn't call them gods. They were like angels. They fell from heaven to earth. They came from Mars down to earth to go to war. And the Atrahasis, they encircled the camp in Africa of Enlil and Enki and Anu, who was their father. And they get ready to go to battle because their working conditions are harsh. They've been working for 250,000 years on their own. They call the years in shars, so it was a lower number, but each one shar is 3,600 years. So what you added up is 250,000 years. No women was one of the biggest complaints. The biggest complaint was no women. And they felt like they were becoming slaves, even though they were volunteers for this breakaway civilization. And so the war almost happened, but then Enki, who's Enlil's brother, says, I have an idea. There's an existing being here. They're talking about our cousin, not Homo sapien, something else was here already, our cousins. We can add our essence to it and get it to do our labor, to do your labor. And an agreement was made. This is in the Enuma Elish and a totally separate tablet called the Atrahasis Epic. 2 separate tablets saying the same exact thing, which is interesting because it corroborates the story. And so this was done. And so what they did was they first started with taking genetic material and then making these clones. But the problem with the clones was they couldn't reproduce on their own. You know, if you take a horse and a donkey and you get a mule, and a mule can't mate with anything. See what I'm saying? So they had added their essence to us. We were then a mule. We weren't able to mate. They had to keep trying to recreate more and more of us the hard way. Eventually, and they were doing this in a place called, it was in South Africa, called Adam's Calendar in Africa, which they discovered recently where the first 200,000-year-old gold mines were. They were putting us to work right away mining gold. But anyway, so from there, they said, okay, these clones are here, but it's not working out properly. And that's when Nehursag, aka Isis, they said, I'm going to take one to term. She took an egg out of a hominid, cleaned out some of the genetic material, added their essence to it, in other words, genetically modified the egg in some way. This is what we call in modern scientific terms making a zygote. And in in vitro fertilization in her own womb, 10 months later gave birth to Adamu, which means first man. And the famous cylinder scroll is in the British Museum of her holding up the baby saying, my hands have created it, the Adamu. And that was Adam. And then after that, there was this tablet that came out called the Myth of Adapa, which is also Adamu in a different way. But it talks about the fact that we are creating in a way where Enki, for whatever reason, it pissed his brother off. He added something a little extra to us that he wasn't supposed to do. He gave us the capability of having, in the future, of superseding the Anunnaki themselves. And it made the Anunnaki relatives of his jealous of us and angry with us because he had created something that even long term could be better than them. Extra strands of DNA and all this other stuff that he incorporated into our genome that would allow us eventually one day to rise even above. And nobody knew why he did it, but he got him into a battle against his own brother. This is all in ancient tablets.
Wow. You know, one of the craziest things to me is that if these beings were so much more advanced than we are now, why would they have emotions like jealousy and anger and all these primal sort of emotions? I mean, these sort of things with our species are like the worst thing.
Right.
They're the reason we go to war and kill each other and people starve.
Yeah, and that's a great question. So when you read the beginning of how they started out, it appears that there was a galactic war millions of years ago in the Pleiadian star system. Planets were being destroyed. They had weapons called the Brahmanda weapon, which would destroy any man on 3 worlds. They had these tablets of destiny, which whoever had control can destroy people's planets and moons. debris. Imagine in this solar system, debris going everywhere and hitting planets, destroying civilizations. We would flee if we could. People started fleeing these star systems around the Pleiades millions of years ago, creating breakaway civilizations in other parts of the galaxy, different sector altogether. The Anunnaki people, these Atlantean people, they went and started off in another place. They had risen to a high level there. They had done away with the weapons of, then this is interesting, weapons of mass destruction. They had a weapon called a WMD.
Wow.
Yes. And they had done away with them. They were forsaken. But when a small group of these people broke away and came to kickstart a civilization here on Earth, they stole some of the WMDs and brought them with them. This is in ancient tablets. They put them hid them in a mountain and swore never to use them. But when they got here and they started doing what they were doing and they started breaking all their own rules, they began to realize there's nobody here to guard us. There's nobody here to stop us from doing this. And they said the creator of all is going to get us for this. They even believed somebody was higher than them. They realized that they were acting like the Wild Wild West here. And they started off very strict, and then they gradually, with nobody overseeing them really, they started like going back primal. In other words, the thoughts of war and this and the greed and all that crept back in, and eventually somebody went and got the weapons and they started fighting each other with the weapons. So it was this gradual process over 100,000 years or so between them coming in with a very strict set of rules and engagement and everything else, and ideology, until just collapsing over time, realizing who's going to stop us? Who's going to tell me I can't do this? Nobody's going to come here and stop me from doing it. There's no law here. And then they just went rush out. They went crazy.
Backwards, kind of.
Yes, they went backward. They backslid hard. But it took a couple 100,000 years before they fully backslid.
Wow.
It's like raising a kid, and then all of a sudden you're a teenager. Now your mom says, okay, you can go out tonight, and you go out, and you go, wow, I'm out. You know what? Well, no, my mom ain't here. But I could do this. Nobody's gonna tell me to stop doing. So it's kind of like a teenager that gets left out there and with no guidance, and that's what happened.
When you create all the content you create, the documentaries, the videos, and produce all these movies,
that shit is crazy. Oh shit, I gotta put my boosts on.
King of the Hill.
Yeah, we in chasm.
Step 1, take the hill. Step 2, don't die. Got it.
Oh, my FOV is not what.
Oh, thank heavens. A long-range weapon.
Hill ready. Enemy team took the hill.
What the fuck is this FOV? Jesus Christ. There we go. Oh! Oh, wait. Man, I forgot to fucking record.
Hill control.
No! Oh, he got him.
Enemy team took the hill.
Ooh, don't miss. Winning strategy right there.
Hill control.
Target spotted.
about to score. Teammate. Your team scored. Hill incoming.
Oh!
Hill ready.
Oh
Power
shit!
items incoming.
Ooh! Oh shit!
Hill control.
Power items.
Oh! No!
Enemy team took the hill.
Enemy Spartans closing in.
Rotate.
No!
Enemy team took the hill.
Bro, what are you doing? Niggas kinda be not paying attention. What's up, baby? You okay?
Enemy about to score. Hill control.
No, that was such a fucking fail.
Spartan down.
Oh my god,
Enemy
no!
team took the hill.
No, they got
Team
it.
scored. Hill incoming. Hill ready.
Wow.
Hill control.
Ooh!
Come up good.
Wow.
Power items on the way.
Enemy team took the hill.
Power items available. Better than us.
Hill control.
Yup. Fuck. Oh, I was gonna get that.
Enemy team took the hill.
Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Yeah, get back.
I have nightmares about that gun.
Got multiple targets.
Damn.
Enemy team took the hill. Hill control. Your team about to score.
Power items inbound. Power items on the field.
Ooh.
Hill incoming. Hill ready. Hill control.
What the fuck, bro? Those niggas was low.
Enemy team took the hill.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we won. Fuck you. Fuck you mean? Man, how the fuck do I do this? Fuck. Oh shit.
Power items available.
Wow, I can really just walk up here and take this?
Spanked him. Killed him. He's dead.
Double kill. Enemy flag returned. Flag returned.
And Alex took their flag. They have our flag. Not good.
Spartan down.
Power weapons inbound.
My fucking texture's not loading.
Flag returned. Enemy Spartan.
Power weapons have arrived.
One down. Enemy captured your flag.
Damn.
a teammate.
Oh, damn. Oh. Oh, he was over there.
Spartan down.
Oh shit, I spawned right by him. Yeah.
Captured. Victory.
Let's talk about. Action.
And stuff. Do you have run into trouble when you try to recruit like mainstream scientists or cosmetologists?
I tried to recruit James Webb to do the Black Knight satellite, and initially he said yes, and then he looked a little bit deeper into what I was talking about. He ran away quick, and then I had another astrophysicist from the university at Nova in Davie, Florida. And initially he was in, and then he dug a little deeper, and he said, "Oh no, you know." So I've had situations like that. Fortunately, I've gotten on the Travel Channel, the History Channel, Discovery Channel, the Science Channel, Gaia TV. Now I'm on my own TV network, and so I've got so much popularity talking about these types of topics, these fringe topics. And so now, and a lot of it have been done in a very professional way. You know, now I'm coming up. I'm going to be on Ancient Aliens TV series, which is like the longest running series on History Channel right now. And so it's added a little bit more credibility. The fact that more people are opening up and talking about it, and it's on mainstream TV, it's giving people a reason to ask questions and talk about it versus it being some hidden conspiracy thing. And so it's become a little bit easier. When I did the Black Knight, I got probably about 5 or 6 no's, maybe 7, actually 7 no's. And then, but the rest of the other people, they were eager to come on board and share the knowledge and you know, participate in the documentary and many others that I'm working on also.
Yeah, they get a lot of backlash from people in the other people in their universities and their colleagues when they even entertain discussions like this.
Yes, yeah. They think they're going to lose their funding, their grant money. It's all about the money. It's never about the truth or what really happened. It's all about, well, if we do this, they may pull the funding.
Slayer.
Ooh, I like this map. I like this one. Yeah, punch the air, nigga. Punch air. Damn, clean in a bitch. Oh God. Oh, this is team escalation. Oh. Fuck, I don't really like team escalation. But whatever, eh?
Down, and not getting up.
Double kill. Down. Another one down.
Oh my God, I was not even expecting that.
Stings, Spartan.
Shit. Bruh. Oh, wow.
takedown.
Oh, come on. Ooh. Ooh. No. Shit. Damn. I just wanted that body. What are you doing, bro?
Down, and not getting up.
No.
They're under us.
Bro, what did they do to the healer? No.
Enemy's closing in.
Oh shit.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Damn.
Spartan down.
Wow. Someone left.
We're going hunting.
Hi, baby. Oh, thank you.
Meat and potato.
I love you.
All your shit is hot and careful.
My shield's popped.
A good old-fashioned takedown.
Oh.
Overvolted.
Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Good, Spartan.
Oh shit. Bro. Bro, I be having the most shittiest L's, bro.
victory.
Damn.
Zapped him good.
Yes, sir. Good lord. I hate team escalation, to be honest. It's all good.
Hey boy, what's up, boy? Hey boy.
When he huffs, that means he wants to play, right? When he doesn't. I thought you said that before. I love you, boy. Oh my god. What is it, boy? Alright, come here. Trevor, come here, boy. Trevor. Why you just staring at me, nigga? This guy. What, you coming? I love you. Ooh.
Round 1. Ball incoming.
Let's get after that skull, Spartan.
Oh shit.
Lost a teammate.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
See, skull.
Double kill. Enemy has the ball.
And here I was thinking we were doomed.
Ball dropped.
It's ours now.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped. Double kill.
Another double kill.
We have the ball.
Niggas is not fucking with me.
Enemy Spartans.
Heavens. Long range weapon. Ooh, you make those bullets sing, Spartan.
Gained the lead. Ball dropped.
Allied carrier down.
Enemy has the ball.
Hang on tight, Spartan.
Ball dropped.
What? No!
We have the ball.
They're close.
No!
Halfway to victory. Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball.
Tangle's coming in.
Oh my god.
An ally has slain the carrier.
We have the ball. Ball dropped.
We've lost possession.
Oh no.
Tango's closing in.
Power items on the field.
Lost the lead. Ball dropped.
Seize the ball.
Enemy Spartans closing in.
Power weapons on the way.
Gained the lead. Ball dropped.
Power weapons available. Everyone's gonna want a piece of that.
Nearing victory.
Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Oh shit.
Shield down.
Yeah.
Round 2. Ball incoming.
Just one more win. One more and we survive this.
We have the ball.
Allied carrier down.
Enemy has the ball.
Nah, I got this.
Ball dropped.
Hostile carrier down. Hold on to that and we win.
Ball dropped.
Damn.
Enemy has the ball.
Bro.
Spartans are closing in.
No, I almost got him. Bro,
have
get
the
the fucking ball.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. Enemy team nearing victory.
It's ours now.
No.
We have the ball. Ball dropped. Ball incoming.
Marking down.
We have the ball.
Power items on the way.
Oh no, no! Oh, they're stupid. Come on, bro. I gotta respond and get to that. Are they not gonna get it?
Ball dropped.
We've lost
Ooh.
possession.
We
the
have
fuck?
the ball.
Power weapons inbound.
Ball dropped.
Allied carrier down. Power weapons on the field.
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
What? Come on. Okay, he got the one. Oh!
We have the ball.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Enemy has the ball.
Oh, thank heavens. A long range weapon.
No.
Lost the lead.
Damn. Well, this next one decides it.
Ball incoming.
This is almost over. Let him have it.
We have the ball. Ball dropped.
We've lost possession.
Enemy has the ball. Kill. Triple kill.
Oh, I missed the. Damn, that would have been an overkill. Ooh. No!
Enemy has the ball. Ball dropped.
Hang on tight, Spartan.
Gained the lead. Ball dropped.
Ooh!
Ball dropped.
No!
Ball dropped. We have the ball.
Hey.
Ball dropped. We have the ball. Double kill.
Oh shit! Damn, that was fucking intense.
Ball dropped. Enemy has the ball. We have the ball.
Oh shit, the rocket launcher about to spawn.
Ball dropped.
I'm just gonna let them handle that. I'm gonna literally camp out the fucking rocket launcher.
Enemy has the ball.
Power items incoming.
Let's
Power
go.
Rangers have arrived.
Ooh!
Seize the ball.
Enemy has the ball.
No!
Triple kill.
Down there.
Oh shit, the overshield.
Ball dropped.
Hostile carrier down.
We have the ball.
That's 7 sniper inbound.
Yes, sir.
Spanked him? More like killed him. Am I right? He's dead.
Near
Yes, sir. Oh my god. Yeah, we got it.
victory.
24 kills. Jesus. Oh my god, 24 kills. Oh my god. Fuck yeah.
And you know, it's all about how can I pay my bills?
Hold up.
You know?
Yeah, I remember.
It doesn't take much.
God damn it.
Helping the ASPCA give an
I remember even Avi Loeb, the guy who discovered the Oumuamua,
Yes.
he talks about this a lot. He had a lot of people were very angry with him,
Yeah.
and you know a lot of it is also just jealousy because there's so many people that dedicate their lives to studying these things, and they're in the universities, and then one guy decides to
Yeah.
step outside the line a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
and then they get all this attention. The guy's got a book, a super popular book. He's
Yeah.
on all over the internet.
Yeah, he's gonna be on my network soon.
Have you ever talked to him?
Not yet, no. I have my
What-
producer's been talking.
What do you think about that Oumuamua object that he found?
I think Oumuamua is an amazing artifact anomaly. I don't think it's a rock or a stone or any type of comet or asteroid. I think it's an actual remnant of an ancient galactic war that existed. To me, it ties into the ancient war theory that existed. There was another war that happened here that extended from Earth to the moon and then even to Mars. That Oumuamua, to me, is a relic of an ancient war. It even had, to me, it might be still operational. It kind of used the sun as a gravitational assist and shot itself out deeper into deep galactic space, intergalactic space. And the shape of it, to me, and everything else, to me, it spells artificially made, artificially constructed. I remember Comet 67P. I took images of that comet.
Which one was that?
That was the one we sent a mission to land on it, and we landed on it about 5 or 6 years ago.
Find this one.
Yeah.
67P, Comet 67P.
Yeah. And what's interesting, there were some openings on the comet, or there are some openings on the comet. And some of the images, now the images were coming in real time every single day from the satellite that is orbiting it, and actually a lander went to the surface. That's it there. And what's interesting is on some days, the openings look like something was in them. Not anything we can recognize, but we don't know how an opening can close, how an opening can be open again, how it can be blocked by something, and how it can be open.
Okay. Oh my god. Fucking escalation. Oh wait, this is kind of different. There's no radar. Fuck. No. Bruh. Fuck this gun, bro. There we go. Almost rage quit. Damn.
This is, without question, my favorite weapon.
Wow. Oh shit. Okay, so you only need one kill. What? Wow. God.
No, they are not okay.
Oh. Bro, Jesus. Come here, fool. No! This guy.
Down, and not getting up.
Killing spree.
Shit.
Hell of a job, Spartan.
Oh shit. No, I almost had him. Bro, some guns are just hard. Thought to you. No! God damn it. Bro, fuck the shock rifle, bro.
Shields ain't saving that one.
Shit. Yes. Finally.
That right there is why I picked you. Good old-fashioned takedown.
Damn. Fuck. Really just gotta prey on niggas with the booty weapons. No! I feel like a lot of people are struggling right now. No! Oh yeah, I got the level up. Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck!
Down and not getting up. Is this thing even legal?
Bro, it's Halo.
Never be on the other
Shit.
end of this gun. Okay.
Run! Oh, oh!
I have nightmares about that gun. Up and away!
Oh! Damn!
5 minutes remaining.
Bro, come on. There we go.
That's even more.
Oh shit! Oh! And I almost fell off. Oh shit, I'm ahead. Oh! Oh! No! Ooh! Oh fuck, I gotta run, I gotta run. Yeah! What the fuck? I'm on a killing spree? This is crazy. Dude, if I actually win. Gotta get down. Yeah! Oh shit. Wow, bro. What the fuck? They make you go through all the guns or something? What the hell is this bullshit? No! Bro, I was gonna say, if you die, like, you are stupid. Oh shit, I think I got him. Fuck. Damn. Bruh. Dude. Bro. Some bullshit. Dude, you just can't get past the plasma pistol. Ooh! Yeah! Let's go! Bro, I really won that shit. Wow. What the fuck?
Open again. So just, I think there's a lot of stuff out there we just can't really explain. There's a lot more going on than we know, and there's a reason why they went to this comet and rendezvous with this, because this thing, really, to me, it had something miraculous going on, and they wanted to take a closer look. I think that's why they spent the money and the resources to go to this comet.
Was this comet part of the Taurid meteor stream, or?
No, it wasn't. It's just another one of these objects that seems to just be floating around on its own, kind of a rogue comet, and we rendezvoused with it, and it's got weird things going on, weird gravitational field that shouldn't exist. They landed something called the Philae lander on it, and they misjudged the gravity because based on their calculations, it has a certain gravity and it didn't have it.
Look at that, Austin. Blow up that picture where it says the comet in relationship to Los Angeles. Click no. Yeah, right there.
Right there. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
That thing is enormous.
Yeah.
I think there's one below it of it next to. Okay, there you go. Yeah,
If that hit Earth, we'd be done. We'd be finished.
Oh my God.
There's another comet out there called Apophis. Apophis is the size of Texas. And it came by about 10 years ago, and then it came by one more time, and it hit a gravitational keyhole on the last swing by, right between Earth and the moon. They didn't say anything about it till it left.
It came closer than the moon?
Yeah. And then it hit a gravitational keyhole. Now, what's interesting about it...
What is a gravitational keyhole?
Well, when you're on orbital mechanics, if you hit a gravitational keyhole, that means on the next approach to that same object, wherever it is in space, on your next approach to that object, you potentially can hit it. Okay. So you're looking at 2036 or something like that, we could potentially have a collision with Apophis, which is why Obama, when he was in office, he knew about this. They briefed him on this.
Apophis?
Apophis.
Okay.
He set a mission to start landing on asteroids and learning how to shift their orbits, because something like that, you can't blow it up. Mm-hmm. If you blow it up, it'll destroy the planet even faster, because it'll be giant chunks hitting the planet all over the place versus just one impact. But you have to learn how to shift the orbit by landing something on it and turning on some type of a rocket propellant to shift it out of its orbit, to take it into a different Lagrange point so it doesn't hit the planet. And so that's what they just actually successfully did that. I think it was actually a few months ago.
Really?
We rendezvoused. The mission was started when Obama was in office. They just landed.
No
That's how long
way.
it took to get to it. It was a executive order he signed to make this happen, to make sure that we knew how to move comets out of the way from hitting our planet. And we actually just did it. And so they're hoping that they can rendezvous with this Apophis if it's going to be on an approach that's going to be a collision course, so they can maneuver it out of the way.
How big was the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs? You know?
I don't know. Who knows when you're dealing with that kind of speed and impact.
Well, the crazy thing too is a lot of them blow up in the sky.
Right.
Like Tunguska, that thing exploded, I think 5 miles in the sky and just
Yeah.
created like a shotgun blast.
Flatten everything for miles. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff. So these things are there's just so much stuff out there. There's another object that orbits our Earth with the moon. So we actually have two moons. There's another object that's flipping around out there in its own orbit around Earth. It's not as big as the moon, but it's our second moon.
Really?
Yeah, it's been there for since forever, and it's on this weird orbit around Earth. It orbits Earth along with our moon orbiting Earth.
There's a lot of people have some very strange theories about the moon.
Yeah.
What do you think about the moon?
Well, I can only go by data points because I'm a data point guy. If you go to usgs.gov and download this satellite radar imagery of the moon, anyone can do this. Pull it into your computer. Ground penetrating radar is going to let you see what's 30 meters beneath the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see is what looks like structures beneath the surface of the moon. With the naked eye, no editing, no photoshopping, just looking at it. There's videos on YouTube, you can pull them up all day long. You can find videos about the moon. There's one guy, Mars Anomalies, Chris Maroney. He was actually in my documentary. He's one of the top anomaly hunters in the world. He did a great video with the official images and all the source links on the substructures that appear to be in the ground penetrating radar images of the moon. And as you know, the moon rang like a bell when they crashed the lander into it.
Right.
And so, in my opinion, it's hollow. Now, I have something else. In another documentary I was in about the moon, I think it was 2013, we got the Freedom of Information Act, the FOIA, on the black box for the Apollo 11. Now, we have the audio and we have the redacted printed document. And in the audio, which we play in the documentary, one of the astronauts is looking down as they're going across the moon looking for a landing site, and he says, "Look at those convex domes down there." And then Neil goes, "I bet the people down there never get out." And that's on the black box audio. And it even made it into the redacted doc. They didn't redact that statement. It's still on the redacted official black box written statement from the Apollo 11.
Really?
Yeah, I bet the people down there never get out. Pretty interesting.
And how did you find this?
That's now available to the public, a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act.
Really?
It's now available to everyone. Anyone can download it now. The Apollo 11 black box audio. It's the moon, but it's our second moon.
Really?
Yeah, it's been there for since forever. If it's going to be on an approach, that's going to be a collision course, so they can maneuver it out of the way.
How big was the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs? You know?
I don't know. Who knows when you're dealing with that kind of speed and impact.
Well, the crazy thing too is a lot of them blow up in the sky.
Right.
Like Tunguska, that thing exploded, I think 5 miles in the sky and just
Yeah.
created like a shotgun blast.
Flatten everything for miles. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff. So these things are there's just so much stuff out there. There's another object that orbits our Earth with the moon. So we actually have two moons. There's another object that's flipping around out there in its own orbit around Earth. It's not as big as the moon, but it's our second moon.
Really?
Yeah, it's been there for since forever, and it's on this weird orbit around Earth. It orbits Earth along with our moon orbiting Earth.
There's a lot of people have some very strange theories about the moon.
Yeah.
What do you think about the moon?
Well, I can only go by data points because I'm a data point guy. If you go to usgs.gov and download this satellite radar imagery of the moon, anyone can do this. Pull it into your computer. Ground penetrating radar is going to let you see what's 30 meters beneath the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see is what looks like structures beneath the surface of the moon. With the naked eye, no editing, no photoshopping, just looking at it. There's videos on YouTube, you can pull them up all day long. You can find videos about the moon. There's one guy, Mars Anomalies, Chris Maroney. He was actually in my documentary. He's one of the top anomaly hunters in the world. He did a great video with the official images and all the source links on the substructures that appear to be in the ground penetrating radar images of the moon. And as you know, the moon rang like a bell when they crashed the lander into it.
Right.
And so, in my opinion, it's hollow. Now, I have something else. In another documentary I was in about the moon, I think it was 2013, we got the Freedom of Information Act, the FOIA, on the black box for the Apollo 11. Now, we have the audio and we have the redacted printed document. And in the audio, which we play in the documentary, one of the astronauts was looking down as they're going across the moon looking for a landing site, and he says, look at those convex domes down there. And then Neil goes, I bet the people down there never get out. And that's on the black box audio. And it even made it into the redacted doc. They didn't redact that statement. It's still on the redacted official black box written statement from the Apollo 11.
Really?
Yeah, I bet the people down there never get out. Pretty interesting.
And how did you find this?
That's now available to the public, a FOIA, Freedom of Information Act.
Really?
It's now available to everyone. Anyone can download it now, the Apollo 11 black box audio. And then we also have the declassified documents from the Clementine mission, which was a low lunar orbiting satellite that the military sent up to the moon, very close to the surface. When I saw the name Clementine, I knew right away, I said, oh my God, this thing is not coming back. I bet I found out it never came back. And at the end, I found out it never came back, but it transmitted a lot of data and images that show anomalies on the dark side of the moon, on the back side of the moon. That's what primarily what they were after. Clementine, because, oh my darling Clementine, you were lost and gone forever. That's an old country song. So I knew that song. I knew right away when they named it Clementine. They never planned for it to come back. They claimed it crashed, but I knew that was part of the plan to leave it there. But it transmitted some amazing footage that's available actually online. Anyone can download in HD resolution, unobfuscated, of things that don't belong on the backside of the moon. So it's just a lot of crazy stuff that just goes on. It's wild.
It is. The craziest thing too is that we can't freaking get back to the moon. It's been 50 years since we've been to the moon, and we can't seem to get. I think right now that I don't know. Did the Artemis mission ever happen? I know they postponed it like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah, there's so many postponings about it, and I don't know if it's now I know we do have that. They left that dish up there in one of the Apollo 14 or 15 missions, and every single day they transmit a packet of data from Earth to that dish and by laser. Every single day. What are they transmitting to that dish, and why are they transmitting to the dish?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing that Randall told me about too. He was like, if we're to do anything, he's like, we should at least be like if Earth got destroyed, right, tomorrow, there would be virtually nothing left in a couple thousand years. Right. Literally building cities. New York City would be dust. Yeah. The only things that would be left are the pyramids, I think, and what's the structure called? Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah.
Like Mount Rushmore, like these things will still be there. These big giant stone structures, but everything else, like computers, everything else will be dust. Dust. And he's like, one of the things that we should be doing is saving or digitizing everything on a hard drive on the moon somehow.
Maybe that's what they're doing, because they're transmitting data like you wouldn't believe. That's probably what they're doing. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it would be a smart thing to do. Yeah. It would be a smart fail-safe.
Right, because you have to get back to the data. That's the only way to understand how to recreate like a cell phone. We know how to use a cell phone, but I don't know how to make a cell phone. And if I learn how to make one part of it, how do I get the other parts to it that need to be done, like the towers and all the technology for a tower and the satellite communication? You have to have a place, a storehouse of information, almost like a chamber of knowledge that one can tap into and open up, and all the schematics and all the plans and everything else is right there for you. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and there was an article, I forget how long ago now the article came out, but maybe about 6 months ago, but I think it was a Chinese rover spotted like some sort of black box on the surface of the moon. Yeah. And it was going to take them, they were going to go check it out, but the rover was so slow, supposedly it was going to take them months to get there.
Well, that was the second one. The first one, which was years ago, it got stuck in debris. It got tangled in debris. What is debris doing on the moon? They sent one image back, and it had these things that looked
Maybe
like...
they meant rocks or something.
No, it looked like they sent the images in the image. It looks like bent wires and stuff all over the place, and they couldn't get free of it. And so this is their second one.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Now, India sent, the India University, they have a college there. They raised $3 million, not $3 billion like we do, and they created a satellite, sent it to Mars. And the first image they sent back was of Mars, blue light scatter in the sky, not red. What looks like to be water beneath and mountains and everything else, not dark red like NASA does it. NASA calls those images, by the way, false color. They actually add that red color.
Really?
Yeah, and you can look it up, and they tell you why they do it, because they said it makes image transmission better. No, it hides a lot of stuff. It's not red. It looks like you're walking around Arizona when you go there. And
The realities of modern life make it tougher than ever to maintain a healthy diet. AG1 gives you high-quality daily nutrition that...
And that image came back from the Indian Space Agency, and it blew everybody away because it was like, holy crap, it looks like Earth, but it was Mars. Yeah. And I
So
took
these images from the Indian Space Agency, they're online right now?
Yeah, they're up there, and so I'm just about to have one here.
Austin can probably Google them.
Yeah, look up the Indian Space Agency Mars image. Now, what's interesting is Bolden, who was the head of NASA at the time, a week later he flies to India and signs a deal with them, with the Space Agency with NASA. So pretty interesting.
That is fascinating.
Yeah, why would he do that? They probably even moving to maybe even cover it up or take over the data, or who knows what they do. Excuse me. Now, this is an image that I took of Mars from my Celestron 130 home telescope.
Wow.
That's Mars in the summer. Anyone can get a Celestron SLT 130, go out and...
That's incredible.
Go out in February, aim it at Mars. You can find Mars on the app. You can get the space app and show you what Mars is at.
Tells you where to point it.
And you'll get this image.
Okay, so what are we looking at here, Austin? It's some sort of news channel.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
Craters carved into a golden surface. These are the first images taken by a satellite by India's maiden Mars mission, released by the country's space agency on Thursday. Scientists tweeted, "The view is nice up here," under the Twitter handle @Mars Orbiter, which has amassed more than 108,000 followers since its setup on Tuesday. The satellite, affectionately called MOM by the mission's acronym, will spend 6 months in elliptical orbit, collecting atmospheric data from as close as 365 kilometers and as far out as 80,000 kilometers from the planet's surface.
Have you seen that new Space Force logo they came out with, the triangle?
Yeah.
You see how they put the Sphinx in there? Or it was like a pharaoh's head?
It's crazy. It's Pharaoh's head. Yeah, they got it looking real ancient Egyptian.
What the? I felt like, what are you guys? They're trolling us.
Now, you want to know something else? When we went to Egypt, the entrance or the access to the Grand Gallery, the Grand Gallery inside the Great Pyramid, that's the chamber leading up to the King's Chamber. That's like this little alleyway leads up to the King's Chamber.
Right.
NASA owns the rights to the access to that.
To the King's Chamber.
Yes.
Nobody's ever been in the King's Chamber, right?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, many times.
Up into the top part.
The King's Chamber is not at the very top. It's inside this area. So you go up about, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 meters, and then you enter into the shaft, and from there you're able to climb up a series of channels until you get to the Grand Gallery. And the Grand Gallery, you have to bend and kind of pull yourself up.
Right.
It leads you into the King's Chamber. You have to duck your head and go underneath this giant slab, this, I don't know, 100-ton slab. You get granite, you get inside the King's Chamber, which I've been in there many times. It took a hold of people in it. We were in there meditating.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's incredible. But
I heard that they
own that.
I heard there's areas of the pyramid that no one's ever been into. I heard that there's like doors or something that you can't go through or no one's ever been through. There's
tons of places. There's an area right above the Grand Gallery that was taken by a Muon scan, right exactly where Thoth says he hid the Hall of Records in the pyramid. They found it 3 years ago. This gigantic area above the King's Chamber, that's there. It's authenticated now by modern science that what was said in the tablets is real.
Click on that giant diagram and blow that up, Austin. So, okay, go up, yeah, right there.
The big void. That's
so
the Hall
you've
of
been
Records.
in that King's Chamber.
Oh yeah, many times.
But not inside the void.
No. Nobody's been able to go up there. Not yet. And they're probably cleaning out all the ancient knowledge and wisdom in there, all the records and all the stuff that's in there.
What do you think of the whole Giza power plant theory?
I believe it. So
can you explain the basics of what it is?
So if you do a rewind on the geological clock of Giza, you find out that the Nile ran right up next to the pyramids. Okay, so after the last war, that's why Giza is nothing but sand. That's remnants of an ancient war. That's why some of the sand has balls of glass in it. That's 3,000 degrees temperature. That's vitrified sand turned to glass. But anyway, so the Nile used to run right up to the pyramids. Now, underneath the pyramid, we know that's true because we see the dried out aquifer areas where there's these gigantic shafts that run, not man-made, but natural forming areas underneath the pyramid where the water would run. Now, when you take magnetized crystal granite, which is the base, and you use running water underneath it, you create physiostatic electricity. Then the granite will pull the ions up into the pyramid, send them up the Grand Gallery. Now, the Grand Gallery has these slots on each side where the hypothesis by engineers, mainstream engineers too, is that they could have been resonating rods, something to step up the electricity as it went up into the king's chamber. In the king's chamber, here's what's interesting. There's a box in there that they try to say it's a sarcophagus. It's not a sarcophagus. I'm 6'4". I can't fit in that box. Sarcophagus, when you go to the museum, you see what a real sarcophagus is. These things are massive, not this little tiny box. The box is the exact dimensions, though, of the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant used to sit inside of that box. It was technology. It was a capacitor. And that would then give the extra boost and send the electricity up through the apex, where there was a gold capstone. The obelisks, which are magnetized crystal granite, would capture that ambient wireless electricity and then pass it on to what they call JED pillars, D-J-E-D, these JEDs. They had these JEDs. They're depicted in many hieroglyphs, people holding them and connecting them to light bulbs and electric.
All right. Ooh! Oh my god.
God, that's over.
Shit. Oh! What the fuck? Who killed me? Fucking grenade. Damn. Ooh! Fuck that shit.
Gained the lead.
Oh shit! Oh! Fuck. Oh shit! Oh! He almost got me. Fuck.
I never stopped believing, Spartan. Grapple shot acquired.
They're under us.
Oh shit!
Shields are down.
Oh! Oh shit! Damn.
Lost the lead.
Oh shit, I got a shotgun. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Oh! Damn, it's tied. Okay.
Pop their shields.
Oh. God damn it.
Enemy Spartans are close.
Oh! Wow.
Halfway to victory. Lost the lead.
Nah, it's fucking tied, bro. It's always tied. What the fuck? Wow. Oh my god, what is this fool doing? Bro, fuck the shock rifle. Whoa, what the fuck? What happened to this nigga body, bro? Dang. Oh! Lacking. God damn it. Oh shit! No! Oh wow, I actually got him. I'm dead. Bruh. Where's the ops?
Another one down.
Enemy shield down. Enemy team nearing victory.
Yeah.
Scorched him good.
Uh-oh.
They're close.
No! How is that fool alive?
Heavy weaponry cost us another.
Damn.
5 minutes remaining.
No! I almost headshot him.
Defeat.
Damn, I was last kill. I was getting booty guns.
Plating devices in hieroglyphs, which I took everybody to go see.
Pause 1 second. What did you say was inside the box?
The Ark of the Covenant.
What is the Ark of the Covenant?
If you look into biblical texts, for example, there was this ark that Moses stole. All right, he had this box. He claimed it was given to him by God, but I think he stole it from the Egyptians. This is why they fled after him.
An ark.
Yeah, so it's this box with these cherubims on it, but these cherubims are really, it's really a capacitor. It generates a lot of electricity. Inside of this box is something that has so much radiation, that's what it looks like there, that you had to have on specific type of clothing, which is well described even in the Bible. Rubber boots, gloves, this type of suit with this breastplate of metal on it, this is all to prevent the radiation poisoning. When somebody didn't have it on in the Bible and they touched the ark, they would become very sick. Their hair would fall out, their nose would bleed, their eyes would bleed, their fingernails would fall off. radiation sickness. This thing was generating some type of radiation power, some type of a generator of power of some sort, and it was connected to the Great Pyramid. It was in that box. Evidence for this, for me, that box has a gigantic piece of the granite missing off one corner, like an explosion happened from inside the box. If you look across the Grand Gallery, across the King's Chamber, there's a wall about maybe 30 feet away. The impact from that giant piece of granite that snapped off, it cut that granite on the wall, the exact shape of that corner piece.
Wow.
Something explosive happened there. For you to throw a piece of granite that heavy, that far, and impact that way, so there was energy in there. Now, if you go back to the story of Moses, it really was Pharaoh Akhenaten. Moses is not the real name. That's the made-up name. Pharaoh Akhenaten, who was ushering in monotheism in Egypt while he was a pharaoh, worshiping Amen-Ra, the great Amen.
This map. Oh. Bro, they always get me with the needler. God damn.
Damn.
Target spotted.
Oh!
Gained the lead.
I have no guns.
Lost the lead. Gained the lead.
Nice, good job, you guys. Taking back this win.
No.
Spartan down. Halfway to the victory.
Oh, whoa, whoa! That thing is dangerous!
Double kill.
Fuck. Oh! No! Fuck.
I've never seen so many bones break at once.
Oh! Damn. Bro, I'm trying to spaz. Got the rocket.
Horror. The horror.
Careful, around the corner, sword.
Victory.
I'm dead.
Damn. Bring a shot coming in. Nice, good shot.
Oh! Damn. 13 kills and 6 dead.
Damn. This sword guy up in the yellow room cutting us up.
Oh, fuck.
2 replicas.
5
guys.
minutes remaining.
I wish I had fast. Oh!
Yeah, see him? I tried to light him up.
Oh, that's an L. They're catching up.
They're hiding in there.
Ooh. He had the rocket. He had the rocket. Fuck.
M41 obtained. Please be careful.
Oh.
Thanks.
Nah, it's over. Oh shit, they're coming up.
No, I'm gonna be sick.
They're behind guys.
Ooh, there we go.
Good.
Yo, 17
kills. Good job.
Let's go. Holy fuck. God damn, hold up. Whew.
Amun-Ra was one of these Anunnaki people, said, look, from now on there'll be no other God but me. That made it into the Bible. When you say thanks, you say thanks to me, you say amen. That made it into the Bible. Teach the people only to worship me, not any of my other relatives. I'm the only one and true God. And he began to do that. Then he made an order to go start defacing all the hieroglyphs and all of these statues around Egypt. That's why the noses and the ears are chipped off. That's why the faces are chipped off everywhere you go. Bodies are chipped away. It wasn't done, the hypothesis on the streets is that it was done because white people back then didn't want black people to know that there were black people in Egypt. That's actually false. The true reality is this was done in ancient times, and it was carried on by Coptic Christians long before Jesus was even born. They were still following that same monotheistic religion, and to them it was offensive to have these faces of all these gods around because it's only one true and only one God, the great Amen. And that's why all these things were done. But Moses, when he was kicked out, so they said, look, this guy has to go. We got to get him out of here. They kicked him out of Egypt. They kicked the Pharaoh out of Egypt. He went and he took that ark out of the Great Pyramid and he fled with his new followers. They weren't slaves, they were followers of Akhenaten. They crossed the Sea of Reeds, not the Red Sea, which they tell you in the Bible. Nobody ever crossed the Red Sea. It's a mistranslation by accident on purpose. They crossed a much smaller, much easier to cross sea called the Red Sea, which is also in the same region. And then when the Pharaoh realized the power source of Egypt had been stolen, the new Pharaoh, they sent took the chariots after him and everything else. His son was left behind. He didn't want to go.
Damn, this map again. Oh! Shit. Damn.
I bet that's even more painful than it looks.
Double kill.
Come on, bro. Wow. It's that shock rifle. I can't do it. What the fuck, bro? Bro. Come on. Oh! Oh, come on. No! That shit gets annoying. Damn. Bro! Fuck. Of course.
Down, and not getting up.
Damn. Oh. No!
Halfway to victory.
Hey!
Make those bullets sting, Spartan.
Damn. Fuck. Bruh. See what the fuck? I just keep getting outgunned.
A good old-fashioned takedown.
Wow. I'm dead.
How do you aim so well? Aren't your hands shaking?
Bro, he really got me.
I've never seen so many bones break at once.
Oh shit. Oh wow.
Nearing victory.
Damn. Wow.
That's Tutankhamun. But Tutankhamun, they started worrying that maybe when he got a little older, he would say, I want revenge for my father. And so they decided to kill him and kill his girlfriend. And that's how the story ended that way. But anyway, that's what happened.
So what was the purpose of this powerful ark? Like what was it used for? Like how are they used? They used these pyramids as giant power structures, and this ark was like the reactor or
like
something.
The reactor, right.
So what were they doing?
Well, in the desert,
Peekaboo, Paul Stamets here. Welcome to the enchanted forest of Host Defense. Here, hidden among the trees.
when they had it out in the desert, it would give them power.
Yeah.
It would give them power to power something called the manna machine, and the manna machine would generate this food for the masses of people that followed him out into the desert. And so it had this capability of generating food. Also, when they were out there, they saw enemies were trying to attack them. I don't know who these enemies were. It never clearly says who they were, why they were attacking, but they would then use this thing as a weapon. It would send a beam out and kill these people. This is technology, and that's in the Bible.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It's not magic. It's not a sky daddy with a magic wand. It's like real hardcore tech that was used, and they recreated this at a university in America using the exact instructions that are in the Bible.
Really? What university created this?
Google it. I can't remember the name of the university, but professor recreates the ark, or you can look it up. Several people actually have done it as well too since then. It generated so much power he had to shut it down. It was pulling power from everywhere. Yeah, crazy stuff. From the exact instructions, and he made one.
The engineer who said the Ark of the Covenant. This is a gizmodo.
A group of college students made a replica of the ark. That's one. There's quite a few now, but there's one that was a while back where
replicas.
Yeah, they made just recreating it from the from the actual instructions. There's tons.
And where were the instructions? The instructions were.
They were in the Bible.
They were in the Bible.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a few arks. There wasn't just one. One of them was discovered in Ethiopia at an Ethiopian church about 9 years ago, and someone who did a documentary on it claimed it was there, and then right afterward, within a year, it was stolen from the church. They didn't have the military or security or anything like that, and somebody came and just took it. So it's gone. That one's gone, but there's others. But I'm pretty sure if you go on videos, you'll find. There's videos of this stuff being turned on and everything else. It's real tech.
That's the problem with this stuff too, is it's so hard to find a lot of it online. Like I know Google curates a lot of the searches, and I don't know how it works or what they push to the top or what they suppress, but a lot of this stuff is very hard to find when you look for it. Have you, I'm sure you have, I'm sure you're familiar with the story of Bob Lazar, how he describes the crafts that he was recruited to back engineer, and he explains how the reactor, explains the reactor inside some of those crafts was like basically when you hold two magnets together, two opposite of magnets that repel each other, and there's that invisible force that pushes them away. He explained that's what this reactor was like when you tried to get close to it. It pushes you away like that.
Wow, interesting.
That's what this kind of reminds me of.
I believe Bob Lazar's story, he talked about element 115 20 years ago.
Yeah, his story hasn't changed in over 20 years.
And now what happened 8 years ago, or not 7 years ago maybe, they discovered element 115 finally, which to me vindicates him. And they've named it now, first they named it unpentium, then they named it something else, moscovium or something like that. But it's on the periodic table of elements now.
Yeah.
And he talked about this element, and they said, no, this is impossible, doesn't exist. Now all of a sudden it's on the chart.
Yeah.
So to me, now I have to listen to the guy, because something he talked about 20 years ago is real.
Do you think it's true? Do you think that our government has the possession of some sort of technology that they're not sharing with the rest of science and academia? They're not sharing with the public?
Oh, absolutely. The incident that happened at Roswell, it wasn't just that one craft. Multiple craft came down that day. We were using something called a scalar weapon. We were aware of these craft. We used a scalar weapon. We realized early on that different frequencies were affecting the navigation of these craft. and we used that weapon. It wasn't really a weapon, but use it as a weapon to bring them down. And then we recovered those crashed UFOs.
See, that sort of troubles me. I can't imagine if there was this other civilization that had vehicles that are able to do the things they do, like the way these pilots describe them. How would we be able to take them down? Doesn't compute to me.
Well, space travel is very dangerous. So, going to Mars, which is right around the corner, is a deadly mission. Like, anybody who gets up enough gall to go there, they understand that they might not even leave our atmosphere. And even in 100 years from now, traveling to Mars is still dangerous. And imagine you're a civilization that's taking your first trip to the to the Earth solar system area, and you come out here and you got your ship, and that ship could be 30 or 40 years old in your time frame, wherever the case may be. It's already an old bugger. You made it out here, and now all of a sudden there's this something you didn't anticipate. You didn't anticipate this particular type of a frequency beam being pointed at your ship, disturbing your navigation. Just like we went all the way to with the Philae lander to that gigantic Comet 67P, and we thought we had the landing programming all set, and all of a sudden we crashed into it because the gravity wasn't what we thought it was going to be. After spending billions of dollars, we crashed the lander. We couldn't land properly. So I think that space travel is really dangerous. So we finally break out of this solar system. We want to go to another solar system, and we want to go there. There's going to be unforeseen things that can happen that we may never make it back. You're really going to be a real explorer when you go out there like that. Space is dangerous.
Do you think that what do you think is more probable, that they traveled through space to get here, or they traveled some other way, like they are either through another dimension, or that they're here already, maybe living under the ocean or living somewhere that
we have all three. Everything you just said is accurate to me. I think we have under the ocean, that there's people living here that have been here for a very long time. I believe that they have their own breakaway civilization. The oceans are pretty much mostly undisturbed, and they're there. I think you also have multidimensionals, beings that are in higher dimensions or other dimensions that know how to match their subatomic frequency to our particular dimension, and they can walk right in or fly right in or come right in some type of way. And then also I believe that you have beings that are light years away that can travel here. And I don't think that they're using typical space travel. They're probably using something like a warp drive, where in a warp drive what really happens is you actually shrink space in front of the ship and you expand it from the back. So in essence, you're sitting on a tablecloth, and then somebody's pulling the tablecloth. And so you're riding the tablecloth. You never really go anywhere. A warp drive, you never really move. And we've tested the warp drive now. We've actually got a functioning and working warp drive in the laboratory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the technology is real. We've created a real warp bubble.
Is this similar to what they explain when, like, traveling through black holes, you take a piece of paper and you just fold it in half and you're traveling from here to here?
That's different. That's portal travel. Okay. So that's hyperspace, where you actually use something called an Einstein-Rosen bridge, is the technical term used, because Einstein and Rosen, theoretical physicists, came up with the idea that we can go through bent or warped space, and you can get there quicker. And so, which is great, and I believe that happens too. But again, the exotic energy you would need is pretty extreme. You really have to be in a super advanced civilization to be able to do that. But traveling multiples of the speed of light without breaking the theory of relativity is possible with a warp drive.
Without breaking the theory of relativity.
Yeah,
right?
in other words, saying
general
relativity, saying that we're going faster than the speed of light. Well, how can you do that? Well, you can do that because you never moved. Only space moved. So by that method, you're not breaking the law.
Now, some of these anti-gravity examples of technology that Balthazar talks about, this stuff would sort of bypass general relativity.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But the thing is, like, for example, with some of those crafts that are moving like 6,000 miles an hour, making 90-degree turns, you have to realize that they're in a bubble. So the anti-gravity, it creates this bubble around the vessel.
Right.
And anything inside is not affected by those movements, because what appears to be erratic movements inside the bubble, it's like if you're driving in a car that's moving 80 miles an hour, and there's a fly in the car with you. We know flies can't fly, a house fly, they can't fly 80 miles an hour. Why is a fly in the car flying around while you're moving at 80 miles an hour? Because the fly has already picked up the speed of the moving car.
Right.
And now the fly itself is moving at 80 miles an hour as well. And so, it's kind of that scenario.
Yeah, the way he explains it, which is, I think, makes a lot of sense, is essentially whenever those things are moving, the way they're described is like they're falling.
Mm-hmm.
They're falling in that direction. They're just bending gravity around them.
Yeah. NASA just found X points around Earth. They call them X points. These are naturally occurring portals. They say they're natural, that open and close every day. X points, look it up.
I just heard something, I forget who, I think it was Jeremy Corbell posted on Twitter that there was a guy around in Arizona, I think it was, somewhere near Site S4. He was doing something, studying rocks. This guy's like was not into aliens or any of that stuff over at like S4 or Area 51. He was camping there for a while. He knew he was in restricted area, but he really wanted to take some photos of some rocks. I don't know exactly what he was doing. I'm probably fucking this up, but he basically explains he saw a fucking door come up out of Papoose Lake.
Wow.
Like just appear like a floating doorway in space.
Man.
Come up out of Papoose Lake. Is that similar to what you're describing, these X points?
Well, the X points, they are the upper atmosphere.
Okay.
Like, so they're like upper atmosphere just outside the
Biore blemish patches. Absorb pus and oil. For visible results.
Oh, damn, I gotta let it shit.
But not too far out where they're on the Lagrange point. They're like right at the top surface, right outside the atmosphere of Earth. And they're these diffusion points, they call them, that at certain times of the day, portals actually open up. And they even have direct paths to the sun, to the moon, even to other planets and other parts of space, which is pretty crazy. And they're saying that they're artificial. See, hidden portals in Earth's magnetic field. And so now scientists are working on how can they create a stable X point and control when it opens and closes, and where can it take them to, things like that.
Wow. Mingling lines of magnetic force from the sun and the earth crisscross and join to create opening X points, and where the crisscross takes place, the X points are where the crisscross takes place. The sudden joining of magnetic fields can propel jets of charged particles from the X points, creating an electron diffusion region.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So many crazy things, man. So many fucking
There's
wild.
a lot going on out here.
There's a lot going on. It's hard to keep up with all of it.
I know.
How do you keep up with all this new stuff happening all the time? And a lot of it you can't, like, if you're just the average Joe who's not really, you're just doing your 9 to 5, living your life, taking care of your kids.
Yeah.
It's so hard to manage and keep track of all this stuff that's happening, especially when it's not in like the mainstream surface level of the media.
It's an absolute lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And fortunately for me, from the way my brain was trained, once I read something, I can retain a lot of it for a long period of time. It's hard to forget a lot, like I haven't the X points, that came out in 2012 or something like that. And I'm still remembering all the information about the X points. So my retention has been fairly decent, which helps me a lot.
How did you come to learn about or have such a complex understanding of different dimensions and how they work? Like the fourth dimension, I think you said there's up to 11 dimensions, or scientists have discovered that somehow.
I started studying quantum physics. That was after that incident. That was the other thing that happened after that incident, that encounter, you want to call it. I started having a heavy thirst for quantum physics, and I started delving deep into it. I even created a quantum physics group on Facebook. And then I started studying with Khan, Khan University, which is a free university that a lot of people don't know exists online, and they have a quantum physics course. I started studying that too, and I was able to understand a lot of this stuff. And so I dug real deep into it, and I got to the understanding that we're living in a multi-dimensional universe, and there's at least 11 dimensions, otherwise the universe would collapse. Each dimension is a 90-degree angle right above the next one, compactified, so they're sitting right on top of us. So within less than a Planck unit of space above you, there's another dimension that actually exists with a whole nother universe happening simultaneously while we're sitting right here. Wild.
That's hard to fathom. It's hard to fathom. So right here where we're sitting right now, there's a whole nother dimension of a whole nother universe happening, life taking place.
Yes.
Right in the same space that we are.
Right here. Right here where we are. Right here. Vast too, vast. Just as vast as ours is vast. And from higher dimensions, they experience time differently. Time really doesn't exist. The past, present, and the future happen all at once. So somebody, for example, from the fifth dimension would look at us and they'd be able to see us. Imagine us in this building here, but imagine when I first walked in, and imagine us in here, and imagine me like in the bathroom or something. They'd be able to see us in all the different rooms. The different rooms represent different time frames of existence within this structure. So they could see the past, present, and future at the same time. So it's pretty cool. Weird stuff starts happening the higher the dimensions you go.
So is the idea that when you're in a higher dimension, you can see below lower dimensions, but you can't see dimensions above you?
Exactly, unless you have the capability of matching. First, you have to obtain the frequency of a higher dimension and then match that frequency to be able to walk in. So
match the frequency.
Yeah, so for example, okay, my hand is stopped now by this table, right? Why is it stopped? I'm not really touching the table. There's repulsion going on. Electromagnetic repulsion between the electrons in my hand is repelling the electrons in the table. You don't really touch anything. Now, if I can match the subatomic frequency of the atoms in this chunk of wood here on this table, I could, with my hand, I'd be able to pass my hand right through this table unscathed. Why? Because atoms are 99.999% empty space. Nothing is really here. Everything is only a light wave slowed down to a particular frequency. And so if you can match frequencies, you can merge with things. You can walk through walls and all that kind of stuff. The things that are seen paranormal could be advanced beings have tapped into some type of understanding of how to match different frequencies in our dimension and appear apparitional or paranormal, but in true reality, they could just be taking a peek in.
And how do we come to the understanding that these higher dimensions exist? Like, what is the most basic evidence that we have of this?
Quantum physics proves it. See, when we look into the quantum world, everything changed. In standard physics is where we are right now, in the large side of physics. But the smaller you go, the more weird things get. We find that particles transphase in and out of existence, and they go to different dimensions. We even know now that some of our synapses of our thoughts in our brain phase out of this dimension and they go somewhere else, and then they come back again. And this has all been tracked and traced through the understanding of quantum mechanics and quantum physics, and understanding that dimensions exist. The biggest way that we made a model of this is we figured out how to create something called quasi-crystals. Now, these quasi-crystals are these multi-dimensional crystals. We actually created an 8th-dimensional quasi-crystal.
We created this?
Yes, we created it.
How did we create it?
We created in a laboratory using different technologies, and then from that 8th-dimensional quasi-crystal, it casts a shadow of itself down to a 4th-dimensional quasi-crystal, which then casts down a shadow which creates a sphere. So we know that the universe is most likely the shadow of a higher dimension. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of mind-bending.
We're living in a light matrix, which is actually a light matrix, which is a shadow of a much higher dimension. And so we know this because they created these crystals, these quasi-crystals, and when they put them at different angles, they cast shadows. Sometimes they...
What do these crystals look like?
So you look up the quasi-crystals, yeah. They look like, have you ever seen Adinkra codes? Adinkras?
I think I've heard you talk about this before. No,
they look like Adinkra symbols, mathematical symbols, but in the 3rd-dimensional time space. And so if you take them and pull them out into a 3rd-dimensional time space, they look like these lines that are connected with these nodes like that, you see? Quasi-crystals.
This is a quasi-crystal.
Yeah.
And so...
It's an ordered structure, but it's not periodic. And it's got a crystalline
formed
pattern.
Atomically in a manner somewhere between the amorphous solids of glasses, special forms of metals and other minerals, as well as common glass, and the precise pattern of crystals.
Yeah. So if you type in if you put 8th-dimensional quasi-crystal, You should see some research that
It
come
looks
up on that.
like what you look into a kaleidoscope.
It's a fractal. It's all about fractal. We live in a fractal holographic universe. The quasi-crystal is a fundamental basis of the fractal holography that we're living in. We're fully immersed in it, so we can't detect it, but we're living in a light matrix. And that's what the Adinkra codes also prove.
Okay, explain the Adinkra codes. What is that exactly?
So Professor James Gates Jr., University of Maryland, former scientific advisor to President Obama, just to give you like this guy, he's not just like a jackpot or something, he's like a real dude, you know?
Yeah.
And he put together a team of the most incredible supersymmetry and theoretical physicists in the world, like the top brains in the world on this. And they started analyzing what is the ether of space-time. What is this soup that we're living in, that we're inhabiting, this universe? What is it? What is it made of? What's powering it? They discovered something called Adinkra codes, which go back to the ancient Dogon tribe from Mali, Africa. The original inhabitants of the land of Kam then moved to Mali later after they were thrown out, taken over at one point. But they still kept this ancient knowledge in Mali about these Adinkra codes, and they would draw these patterns. Well, he discovered that these patterns are actually mathematical codes. And these are not just any mathematical code. There goes one there. They're actually the codes that describe the ether of space-time itself. They're error-correcting codes, the same exact codes that run our search engines and web browsers that we're using right now to look at the image. There's coding behind that screen that runs this, what we just did. And guess what? It's the same code that runs the universe. So we discovered that we're living in a programmed light matrix. There's a software programmer that has written this code.
Austin, pull up more images of this.
There's all different types of images. There you go. See now that you see that right there, right there. That's a quasi. That looks like a lot like a quasi crystal. If you were to shrink it down and put a whole bunch of them in one location, it looks very similar to a quasi crystal. So these are Adinkra codes, and you can see the colorful one that was up there. These are depicting the nature of reality.
Wow.
And they actually are mathematical programming code. They're a special type of code though. They're error correcting codes. The same type that Google browser is running on is the same thing that runs the universe.
Error correcting codes.
Yeah.
And what do we gain from all of this knowledge? Like, what does this tell us, and where do we take this? Like, what is the, obviously this is like foundational knowledge for us, but like, where do you see it going?
Well, if you understand that we're living in a fractal holographic light matrix, it doesn't mean we're not real. It just means that there is a creator or creators, that we're living in something that was created, just like the ancient texts and all the scribes and biblical texts and everything else says. But it tells us, wow, this is the method of the creation. Now we're getting closer to understanding what we really are. We understand now that consciousness isn't made inside this avatar body, that the avatar body doesn't even exist. That consciousness is a stream of something, coming from somewhere else, and is being picked up in this matrix with this coding. If you took all the humans on Earth, there's 8 billion humans on Earth. If I took all 8 billion humans and removed the empty space between their atoms, I can fit every human into a sugar cube. One sugar cube can hold all 8 billion of us.
Really?
Yeah.
All the atoms of 8 billion people on Earth.
You can see atoms are empty space. If you take the empty space out, you collapse it into one sugar cube. All 8 billion can fit in one sugar cube. So what does that mean?
Wild.
What's here? There's only one consciousness, it seems. And it's like a radio station that's transmitting out a frequency from a higher dimension. Our avatar bodies pick up that frequency. You're 99.1, I'm 99.2, he's 99.3, but it's still coming from the same source. And so we're all coming from the same source. It's like the universe has found a way to live subjectively through multiple entities, but not even through entities, even through objects that we consider to be man-made, because every atom we know now in quantum physics is also conscious.
Does this give any credence to the simulation theory?
Absolutely. We're living in a simulation. This is an actual simulation. What we've done now with the video game No Man's Sky, it's got 80 quadrillion worlds in there. It's a never-ending game created by, I think, 12 college students, fits on one DVD, and they're going to add AI into it, which means that the beings and the animals and everything else in there, they're going to become conscious. Also, the other video game that they have where you have the people walking around and everything else, I forgot the name of the game now.
The Sims.
The Sims.
Yeah.
The Sims, they're talking about adding consciousness to the Sims and adding AI in there. So eventually these Sims are going to start asking questions. Who are we? Where do we come from? What is this that we're living in, this construct? Is there a Big Bang? Yeah, the Big Bang is when we hit the power button and turned you on. That's the Big Bang. That's when everything went out.
Yeah.
So, you know, they can then maybe even begin to write programs in the Sims program to create their own universe. So there's multiple layers of reality. I don't think we're even close to base reality.
Isn't it so crazy that it was only 30 years ago that we only had that Pong game with the the balls and the 2 sticks?
Oh my God.
And now look at what we have, 30 years.
Crazy. I got the original Atari 2600. My uncle bought it for me. He came down from New York. He was a police officer in New York. The only most expensive gift I ever got, which is why I still have it today in the closet in a box. He bought that thing and I played that thing, the Pong and Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And I played it for a couple of weeks and I got the little callus in my hand and I was like, okay, I'm tired. But but it was cool, you know?
Yeah.
Connect to a VHF TV. And then look where we are now. My son turned a video game on. This was a couple of years ago. I was at his apartment and I thought it was an actual NFL game. I didn't know it was a video game.
Yes, I play video games all the time, and I play Madden and NBA, and these games literally look like, if you haven't seen those games before, they look just like the real game on TV. It's indistinguishable.
Wild.
And then now with VR, like the Oculus and the stuff that Facebook's doing, it's pretty wild, and augmented reality.
Yeah.
If you like Elon says, if you assume any rate.
Okay.
Fiesta.
Oh God, this map.
Outkill your opponent and claim victory.
Damn. What the fuck? Oh. Oh shit! Fuck. Damn.
Skewers in friendly hands. Take cover, Spartan.
What the fuck?
Take cover.
Yup.
Well struck. Grapple shot attained.
Fuck is the ops?
Lost the lead. I'll satisfy. Skewer's Mike.
Oh shit.
Eyes up.
Enemy
halfway to victory.
Pop their shields.
Tag and bag.
Wow.
Grand slam. Double kill.
Double kill. Bro, what?
Above us. Pick things up.
No! Damn.
Enemy shields down.
Oh.
5 minutes remaining.
Ooh. Damn, he got it. Fuck it.
Bad way to go.
I'm dead.
Gain the lead.
There we go. Oh. Ooh, I almost had him. The fuck?
Lost the lead.
Bro. Being tactical. I'm dead as fuck.
Gain the lead. Nearing victory. A masterful strike.
Ooh. Contributing. Oh!
Shield won't save you.
I want blood.
Irresistible force, linked object.
Oh, I almost had him. Oh. Oh. Bro, this game is so close. They must not catch up. I need a rocket. Or this.
Be careful with that. It's sharp.
Ooh.
Do that again.
Yup, we got it. Come on, bitch. Oh, shit.
Victory.
There we go. All right.